Wait, you're wearing flip-flops in winter? Is that...
Not me.
Not you?
He does, yeah.
Oh.
Flip-flops with socks.
No, not even socks. Like, flip-flops and socks, that's my thing. Like, I love wearing socks on my slides and my flip-flops. But, like, this fool will come into the warehouse straight up, bare knuckle toes and stuff. And it was funny because, like, Dwayne came in, like, it was, like, a couple years ago to local, right? And, like, he was, like, doing something. And so I recorded a video of him, and I put it on my Instagram. I tagged him, and I was like, this motherfucker still wears flip-flops in the winter. And I zoomed in on his toes. And then I got a friend request from this random chick. And then she added me, and then she sent me a message after I posted it. She's like, oh, my God, thank you so much for posting Dwayne's feet. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh, I've been messaging him for years trying to get pictures of his feet, and he blocked me and all this stuff. I was like, oh, I guess you're welcome. So I showed it to him next time he came in. He's like, oh, yeah, dude, that bitch is crazy. She's been trying to see my feet for years. Make sure you charge her next time. I was like, oh, my God.
Well, if you want to see Chris Vandal's feet, he will be accepting Wise payments, PayPal, whatever you would like to do. Welcome. It's
We're
Monday.
live.
Yeah. Welcome. This is the Amigos Foot Stream 2022, Monday/Tuesday. Send us a payment to PayPal, friends and family only. No messages, please.
Amigosandtoes.com.
Amigo. Indeed.
I feel nauseous now.
Amigos and Toes. There you go. David Lloyd saying, great live stream, Adam. 100% professional. Amigos and Toes. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Mr. Vandal, who has returned us with the most outstanding backdrop of all time. I think those are chili flakes. That's what it looks like. Chili flakes.
I still say it just looks like dead flies.
Dead flies?
Yeah.
Dead flies just falling and dying on the chips.
Yeah. Sorry, David Lloyd, you're going to have to put up with the fans. It's proper hot here in Australia.
It's probably my fan.
It's probably Vandal's fan. That's it. I'm sure Legion's got his fan on, and
Yes.
here in Adelaide, it's hot. So you're just going to have to deal with the fan action because, water retention and stuff.
I think it's me because I can't hear anything from you guys, so it's probably me.
Well, there you go.
Sorry, you got to keep the feet cold, you know.
Yeah. Great Wombasky saying only cans.
Yeah, that's what we
You
say
wish,
on
buddy.
Friday.
You wish. Maybe we could give a little shout out, 2022 shout out to those in chat. T-Gets, always T-Gets is number one. Hola. Oh, no, he's actually saying holla. Holla at you boys. T-Gets, Shannon Brown, David Lloyd, Neil. Neil Pitts, big love, bro. Big love to you. Shannon, Dave, Shannon. Chris Vandal's here. Who else is here? Ern's here.
Wombatsky.
Yeah, the great Wombatsky is here. Ern is here.
And the Beard Daddy Birdman.
The Beard Daddy Birdman. Yes, he is. Birdman's the latest hot property on the YouTubes. Go and give that man a follow on his YouTube channel. Yeah, that's it.
I saw that too. I was like, dude, I didn't know Birdman made a vape channel. I was like, this can't be up for too long. I gotta follow it while I can.
He's
Just I imagine him swearing all the time. You know what I mean? Like he just looks like he has a large jar of swear words ready to go.
He does. He's not one to shy away from a comeback, a lightning fast comeback. He's got something. David Lloyd, I would 100% trade you. Negative 38 degrees centigrade wind chill tonight. That's my kind of temperatures. 100%. Yeah.
I think that's Celsius, not centigrade.
Centigrade? Celsius? Are they different?
I think so. I'm also American, so like I measure stuff by cheeseburgers and minivans and washing machines.
Freedom measurements. Yeah. Chris and his Only Toes channel. Yep, you heard it here first. 2022 is the year of the foot, the year of the Vandal feet. No, that's
Can
your hand.
I bypass and wake up next year then?
Yeah, there you go.
I don't want to see those.
Yeah, that's it. Welcome back. I guess this is the first stream with Vandal back for the new year. We had a replacement for you last stream with a couple of very gorgeous faces, but it's nice to see you back, Mr. Vandal. Happy 2020 to you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. You had to miss out on my beautiful face. I'm back, though.
Yeah,
Check out my patchy beard.
it's gorgeous. It's very gorgeous. Yep. What's been going on?
Do you have a special razor like with bits there and bits not there to keep it
Yeah,
patchy?
it looks like a hillbilly's teeth, actually. That's why it's the hillbilly collection. It has a blade here and a blade here and a blade here, and I just scrape it across like a trash can lid on the ground, on some asphalt. It's like...
But it's the way I figure, because your beard is always at the same length, but it's also always at the same patchy. So I figure you've got a special tool for that. Or maybe you just put your face in the garbage disposal once a week.
People ask, was I born with it? Yes, it's white trash genes. Yeah. I can leave the trailer park, but the trailer park will never leave me.
That's right. Yeah, that's a really good song, by the way, too.
Birdman just said it, glued on pubes, and I ran out. I ran out, man. I ran out.
Yeah. Where does one go from there? Yeah. Awesome. I don't really have much of a plan, as per normal, in the stream today.
We don't plan things.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's been kind of silent in the vape world as far as things go, on my end, at least on the advocacy side of stuff. We chalked up the big win from the tax cut or whatever. That's not going to pass or anything like that. Other than that, it's been kind of silent. And I did talk about it a couple shows back, but I do want to remind people that there's hope out there that a distributor called Vapor Beast got authorized to still ship through the USPS service. I don't know how they did it. So if you work for a company or a shop that does it, maybe ask them and reach out. They're a distributor, which means that they can get products to your stores too. So if they have products that you guys want, you can ask. But that's a really good sign for things, because that means if the door's open for one, the door will be open for more.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah. So that was the end of last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was right at the end of December, yeah.
Interesting. I was listening to a little bit this morning, the American Vapor Manufacturers, I think it is called, AVM. I can't remember.
There's so many of them now, it's hard to remember all their names.
Yeah, it was, it's the, American Vapor Manufacturers, which is, I think, I've just gone blank on her name. I can't remember. There was a discussion this morning, Mr. Colin Harmon and a couple of people from Filter Magazine and a couple of other people. It was quite interesting hearing, just their discussion. That's the only thing I don't like about Twitter, the Twitter Space things. You can't go back and listen to the replay. You've got to be there live listening to it, and I really hate that. It's very annoying, Twitter. Not cool. Not cool at all. It won't even tell you who was in it. That's actually really frustrating.
Yeah.
Bugger. Oh well. I happened to be listening this morning while we were having breakfast. It's Amanda. This is outstanding viewing. Amanda Wheeler. I'm pretty sure Amanda Wheeler has got a fair bit to do with the AVM, but it was quite an interesting thing. You just got to get on the Twitter space and I guess be around when those kind of things happen, because there's been a couple of really good, I guess you want to call it conversations, forum, that situation that she's put on. I will give another shout out to Mr. Matt Cully. This one slipped by us. It was in mid-December, December 16th, I believe, where he did the podcast with Ethan Nadelman. A lot of information that we already know, but always incredible listening when you hear two very intellectual people talk about stuff in this space, which is on Ethan Nadelman's podcast. I don't have the link up because I don't have it up, but very easy to search. If you just type in Ethan Nadelman podcast, it'll come up. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. It's all in the drug war space, harm reduction, that whole kind of thing, but absolutely really, really good. Yeah.
I want to point out, Shannon in the chat said she had her Vapor shipped to her through FedEx and stuff like that. That is awesome. I will say this, as long as you're a small scale customer, like a consumer customer, not a manufacturing kind of customer, you should be able to get your flavors just fine through shipping processes like that, because you're not known to be making and manufacturing things. But there are companies out there that if you're a vape company, you have to be careful with stuff like that, because it's known for vaping and stuff like that. I know of a company firsthand that was ordering flavors from a place and they had vape in their name, and FedEx was like, oh nope, and they blacklisted the company. So as a consumer, you should be fine with stuff like that. I'm glad you got your stuff, but if you're on the higher end of stuff and you're like a DIY and you sell a lot of stuff, just be careful with it. And this, if you can, get it delivered to your house, because it's a lot less suspicious.
I'd actually like to hear a little bit more about, and I think I very poorly asked this question a little while ago to you all, particularly those in the northern part of the world, the whole situation of being able to send, privately to another human as opposed to a shop sending stuff. Are people doing that? Has that been successful?
Yes, I have been. Not to incriminate myself, but Here we are. There we go. Yep. I have been sending vape through the mail, no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, interesting.
The thing is there's nothing wrong with being this kind of person, but when you're a really good person and you want to take it to the post office to make sure, there's where you can run into issues. But the thing is all you have to do, and you could still mail vape to person, and if you want to cover your butt and do it the legit way through the USPS, you're allowed to do up to 10 packages a month. There's no real limit on the weight amount, so you could go out and be like, oh, I'm sending out fucking this 30-pound box of fucking vape juices. But what you have to do to make it on the legit side is you have to get a signature verification, which means that the person has to be home when their mail is delivered, which sucks because you have to go ahead and plan your tracking around that, and you pay the extra $10. So it has to be someone that's of age, usually on the package, or if someone in the same residence is of age, 21. You gotta remember, it's not 18 anymore in the States, it's 21. So if you're 21 years old, you're sending it to someone else that's 21 years old, you just have to get signature verification. And that's if you go to the post office and pack it up and have them help you out and do all that stuff. I'm not telling you to break the rules, but if you're going to do it and you be smart about it, say that you have a stamps.com account in the States, you make your own label with your own addresses on it, and you have the boxes, which are free from the post office, and you seal that up, 9 times out of 10, they're never going to check your package.
Yeah. Yeah, so 100%.
And what a hassle.
Yeah.
But yeah. There was another thing that I did see on Twitter this morning, which I'm going to talk a little bit about. It was another one of these disinformation things that the antis are focusing on, and it was about damage to your eyeballs. Vaping causes damage to your eyeballs, and I'm just going to talk about a story. I went and had my eyes tested again last week, at the end of last week, because I'm getting new glasses, and when they do the photograph of your, the back of your retina and your cornea and your macula and all of that situation, the optometrist told me my eyes, very luckily, were in pristine condition. She said extremely healthy. And went in to explain, where they want the blood vessels and the colours and all that sort of stuff. And I said, she said that, my macula was in, for my age, my macula was in excellent shape.
Nice.
And I said, could you tell that I was a 23-year smoker? And she said, well, no, actually, which is really, really good. And I said, I'm also a vapor. And she was like, oh, really? And I said, yeah. And that was all we spoke about. But, interesting that, maybe that's just me and my case and, my eyeballs. But, what an absolute
Well,
load
you got to also think about it, too. When they do these studies with these people, you could be picking out people that are prone to have these problems that also vape. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And a lot of times it's a lot of focus stuff like that. It's like, do you have bad eye vision? Do you vape? Come join this study. And then that's not disclosed in that part on how they pick the participant pool and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And so, is it a factual statement? Sure. The people with bad eyesight, it doesn't help them maybe because they're susceptible to conditions already. The average person, though, is it really going to affect them? Yeah. No.
Keep in mind, too, it's a very, very standard sort of practice for them to measure things, and it comes out to like a micro measurement, like a marginal, absolutely infinitesimal amount of damage that might occur over 20 years, but it's technically damage. Therefore, when they report it, yes, of course, it's a true and factual statement that doing X causes this amount of damage. And yet, when it comes down to it, that's an acceptable loss on our side. It's not a big deal. And they like to do that all the time. It's the same thing as when they say, vapor contains certain metals. Well, yes, our exhaled vapor will contain certain metals that sound scary in the press, But the fact is that it's below a danger level. It's marginal, and it's because it's not actually in the liquid, but it's a chemical byproduct when we exhale. It's not a big deal, you know. But
it's not absorbed through your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to know what's really bad for you, boxed macaroni and cheese is literally made of every ingredient that is terrible for your insides. Like, boxed mac and cheese should be kicked off the fucking market with how bad it is for you. Boxed mac and cheese is...
No. Boxed macaroni and cheese is nectar of the gods. It is a special treat.
It's not delicious or anything. I had a whole box last night to myself, some shells and cheddar, bro. Believe me, I know all about the mac and cheese.
I'm 53 years old. And I like brie, I like fine prosciutto, I like fancy meals, but there is nothing like Kraft macaroni and cheese, sliced up hot dogs, and half a bottle of fucking ketchup on top.
Yeah,
that
stuff
is just
literally...
Ketchup with mac and cheese? Bro,
yeah, that's disgusting. You just gross me out.
Dude.
Dave Lloyd, you're in the chat. You have to speak up. Ketchup on Kraft dinner. It's a thing.
Disgusting.
It's a thing.
Yeah. Look, and also the law of averages, 2 out of 17 people in the chat is that's not a good ratio to have there, Steve.
Yeah, but it's the only 2 people in chat, me and that one person, who can speak knowledgeably about Kraft dinner, because that's like Canadian cuisine.
I've had real Kraft dinner, real Canadian Kraft dinner even, and yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, it's crap. We constantly refer to it at home as crap dinner, but it's still it's an institution. You can't deny it. So there's certain things. It's like, you know, we must revere KD. We have to revere KD Lang because they go together.
Yep.
You have to revere maple syrup. You have to revere Tim Hortons, even though the coffee is shit. And you have to revere donuts. I mean, 100%. You're Canadian. These things all go together. You might want to throw in Stomp and Tom Connors, but that's like an obscure reference that only Canadians would get.
Yeah. There's a straight up assertive nope from Ern just there.
Yeah. Ketchup and mac and cheese, man. Like, ketchup to me is like...
No.
It's like... That's the trash can topping for any food.
Yeah. Except for Sweet Baby Ray's. You know what I'm saying? Sweet Baby Ray's.
See, a nice baked mac and cheese, like with real cheese, gorgeous, no ketchup, pepper. But yeah, see, Glenn's got it. Katie,
right,
like boxed mac and cheese and ketchup. It's a thing.
I just banned him.
And you don't mix it through. You have to put it on top so that you have mouthfuls that have like hot, gluteny, cheesy bits, and then the cold tang of ketchup together. You never mix it through.
Yeah, take Glenn Drench and kick Steve from this chat.
Yeah, hang on, I'll just do that now.
What?
Let's completely change the situation and oh no, not that one.
Anne Murray says Dave Lloyd.
Yeah.
Anne Murray.
Anne Murray, she's I mean, fuck Celine Dion. She's just trash. Anne Murray is the goddess of Canada. She is the true snowbird.
Who's that guy that everyone knows, like Brian something or whatever from Canada? And he sings all the sad songs. Brian Adams, yeah.
Yep.
Neil Pitt says bacon, Steve.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, bacon on everything. Bacon and ketchup. It goes fine.
Yeah, bacon. Let's do the buffet. We're talking about bacon. We're going to do the buffet. So I've shown that bumper for way too long. Chris Vandal, other than chips and chili flakes, what are you putting in your face?
Skittles strain. Oh wait, this isn't that kind of show. Amigos. Wow, Amigos orange. Okay, obviously this thing's working. Anarchist orange and a Caliburn. My fucking 8th one because I thought I lost it. I was pissed. Had to go a whole day without a vape. I was sitting right here in front of me on my goddamn desk. And I have a cocoa now, but I don't put it together. So now I got like 8 of these in my backpack as for like whenever I lose one, like burner phones, and I'm Jesse Pinkman on Breaking Bad, you know. So, but yeah, Anarchist orange, Caliburn.
Nice. What's that?
Yeah, that's it.
Steven.
Lineup today. I got the Chroma 214. If you watched me on Sunday on the Aussie Vape Show, you'll know there's controversy about this. This is, what is it called now? It's Blue Slushy by Vaporoni. It's a UK e-liquid.
Oh, that's right.
It's blue. It is as blue as possible.
Are your clouds blue?
No. Unfortunately, that would be cool. It would be scary and dangerous, but it would be cool. But this is unnecessary. The flavor's nice. It's a good e-liquid. It's nice. It's tangy. It's rich. It's full. It's got all the notes that I want from a slushy. All that sort of stuff. Not too much cooling. All that stuff. But it's blue, and I have been what's the word? Reassured by someone whose opinion I trust that this is probably one specific coloring that is made specifically for vape from a specific company that I also trust. So it should be good, but it still scares the crap out of me. I'm still worried about it. I don't see the need for it. Like, why does it need to be blue? It's a thing.
Does it taste good?
Taste it? Can't taste the blue. You can taste the slushy.
Well, yeah, obviously you're not on mushrooms right now, but like, how is the slushy on it?
I mean, it's a nice slushy. It's not too cold. There's not too much cooling or ice under there. It's just sort of that.
So we discovered. Oh, sorry, Steve. Sorry.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, Chris, we discovered that they have a couple in that slushy line. The company that makes those, I guess it's their own label of the brand of their company. And they have a red one as well. And they, it even says word for word on the website to mix the two to make it purple. Yeah. And so it's quite interesting. Yeah.
Which is good marketing, because when it comes down to it, I mean, that's the thing. You go into stores and usually it's not blueberry and strawberry. It's blue slushy and red slushy. And what do people do? They mix them. You get a little bit of both, and you either have layers or you stir it around. You get purple, which fair enough. Okay,
I'd try that. That sounds kind of cool. Yeah. That's the kind of mixing I want to do, where I don't actually have to do anything. I just pour it together. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like back in the day. I used to go to a club every Saturday, hang out and play games with some friends when I was like 12, 13. And we'd hit the 7-Eleven and get the big gulp. And, boring people stand there and hold the button for an hour. Me, I take 2 hours because I have to go to each one back and forward.
Yeah.
A little bit of every flavor and just mix. So basically, like, by the time you get to the end, it's just brown colored sweetness.
Yeah.
But for some reason,
that's why I do with Slurpees.
Yeah. Also vaping on the Valerian 3, which is a really nice tank. Really, I've been vaping this for weeks. Massive coils, decent output, nice performing device. Finish issues. You can't really see it. You can see that color change. Yeah, the leather is starting to wear off. That's a bit of a concern. I'm not sure why that's happening. But it's a nice tank. It's a really good tank. Big and cloudy. I've got some Charlie Noble. Which custard? It's a custard. It's their Charlie's custard, the classic custard. Actually, like that. I hadn't had any custards or cakes for a while, so I grabbed that. That was nice. Pulled out the Edge again. Rebuilt this. I just filmed the table section yesterday. Finished editing today. I'll get the rest done this week, so the review for this is coming out. But the Edge on the Paramore with a little bit of peach tea from Coastal Clouds, because it is hot and a little bit of refreshment is nice. It's weird though, because it's peach tea, and I love a good peach iced tea, especially when it's hot, when the weather's hot. But this is peach tea vape, and it's quite warm, and that's a weird disconnect in my mind. It's like the flavor of cold, but the sensation of hot.
Yeah,
it's a weird mix. But I'm enjoying it.
I can't do teas, man. They give me cotton mouth.
Interesting. Yeah, it's the astringency to give that tea sensation. The astringency, indeed. Yeah.
And finally, the MVP from Inikin. It's a pod system.
That one?
Yeah, I'd like to try that MVP.
It looks slick. I like it. Ooh.
The black one looks very slick. The blue one looks kind of nice. The pink one looks bling as fuck. It's just so not me. I think I gave it to...
Jewels on it or something?
No, it's just got like a pattern of lines, and it sort of fades from one color to another, and just looks very, very... But, you have options. You don't have to get a pink one. You can get a black one. But it works nice. 2 levels of power, very, very straightforward and simple.
Nice.
I like that. Give you variable power options. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No variable airflow, but a little bit of control on the power. In there, iced coffee, vanilla iced coffee from Daily Grind. That's it.
Is interesting to know about the power levels. Inikin have always kind of in the past, if they've had a low and a high, I guess you'd call it on those kind of pods. It's never very it's like 9 and 11. It's not a huge jump. And those pods kind of look like the ones from the Poden, that whole design and
tall pods.
Yeah,
I have to double check the capacity because it looks more than 2.
Yeah.
It's probably maybe 2.5, 3 mils, but yeah. I mean, it's nice. It just doesn't have a lot of output. I would like a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Glenn Hefner, days like this make me really miss the vaping, dude. You've surpassed the situation, which is should be absolutely congratulated. I can imagine the flavors that would be the hard thing because I missed that about drinking. I was getting into whiskeys when I stopped drinking, and the flavors was what I missed, not the booze. And I'm sure with vaping, the flavors is or the sensation of it. I mean, there's probably a million things he's missing about it, and I'm putting words into his mouth. But you should be, you should feel very, very proud of what you've done.
Yeah. There's a question for you. If you're a vapor and you want to cut out your nicotine, you can go 0 milligram, have your flavors. If you're a caffeine addict and you need to cut down, health-wise, whatever, decaf. A little bit of caffeine, but you should be good. If you are someone on a diet, you can go sugar-free. If you drink too much beer, you can go for alcohol-free beer. It doesn't taste quite the same, but it's close. What if you are like you said? What if you're a big whiskey fan? What do? There's no de-alcoholized whiskey. That's not a thing.
Do they still sell Claytons? I don't know if the rest of the world will have that, but they used to have in Australia a spirit that was, I'm not sure if it was modelled after whiskey or anything, but it was a booze-free
I've
mixer.
seen it. I think they do. I've seen it in the store. I've never felt the urge to try it though.
It probably just was like brown moonshine with no booze in it, and you could. I'm not sure people are drinking that for the flavor experience.
That's the thing, though. It's like when you surpass something, you get, at least in my opinion, when you get to it, like say with alcohol or like going with vaping and stuff. Is it enough to like not do it in its true self? You know what I mean? Like you may miss the flavors and stuff like that, but if you're gonna emulate it, and some, at least in my mind, I would think, why not just do the real thing? And I think that's why a lot of people would avoid trying, to do the substitutes on stuff.
Well,
like that.
With some things, it might be just a case of health reasons. Like if you got to cut out the salt, you got to find something else to replace that. You may not want to drop that food item or whatever, but you need to cut out the salt. Or sugar or caffeine. There are people that for one reason or another, health-wise, you got to bring the blood pressure down. I like to drink coffee. I like the taste. I like the ritual. I like everything about it, but I just can't drink caffeine all day long. I need to go to the decaf. So there's a reason to switch. But with whiskey, there's
You just put in chat. There's alcohol-free alternatives with vodka, whiskey, gin, tequila from a company called Seedlip. And stuff like that. So I mean, like, it's 2022 now. Like, you can get I got the year right. You can get anything nowadays. You know what I mean? In some kind of synthetic form.
Yeah.
So like, actually, if that's
I just remembered that my wife bought a 4-pack of gin and tonic, bottle of gin and tonic the other day. That was alcohol free, and that's why she bought it to give it a try because she can't drink now and she loves gin and tonic. But yeah, it just didn't have the kick for her, the flavor wise. It just wasn't what she wanted.
Yeah, interesting. There is also Casey Pickle brought it up to my attention. Like those mocktail mixes that they've come a long way. It's certainly not whiskey as we were discussing, but the mocktail mixes, doing that sort of stuff. And you're absolutely right. The alcohol free alternatives. It's I think it's boomed. In the mixology world because they're using the good stuff. I'll do my buffet. I am also vaping the Edge, which needs to be filled, but that's a cracking MTL. I set this up as an MTL, and it is very, very good. In there is some cookie custard from Sad Boy, which I don't have the bottle for, but I do have a pair of Squires both on Denali's. One has got Overdrip, talking to Canada, the BC. the butterscotch custard from Testing Grounds in one of them, and the other one is I can't believe I've got the bottles on the desk. How about that? Mandarin and lime, Frank and Atticus, which is outstanding for the summer Australia heat. Yeah, that's all I'm vapping. I can't believe
I'm gonna have to get Overdrip to make me an e-liquid. Ketchup and KD.
I think he probably will tell you where you should go.
You see testinggrounds.com.
That's yeah. Yeah. There you
That's
go.
out there. Yeah, your free plug. I want my $5. No. You were using the BC and you're live on Instagram today, weren't you? That was cool of you, by the way.
I did. Well, thank you, sir. You know, just a bit of fun. I actually really like building on the camera. I've only done it a few times, but I like doing that and just talking stuff. It's very nice of everyone to hang out while I did that, and maybe I'll do that a bit more often. You know, like it's always a good thing to discuss building stuff with other builders, and there's quite a few in chat that maybe have never seen that before. I think it's always a bit of fun. I can't believe it went on for an hour though. Like that was the thing. I stopped it and was like, wow, that was an hour. Went quick.
I didn't even get a notification.
Yeah, it was just thanks Instagram, whatever. But yeah,
it let me know in between the butts I was scrolling on Instagram. It was like butts. Oh, Breeze Tones is live, and I accidentally clicked it trying to like a photo of a girl. No, I'm kidding.
Don't you hate when that happens? Yeah. But it was it's nice to do, and as I said, maybe I'll do that with just when I'm building and wicking and stuff like that. I mean, the Squire is I definitely wanted to choose that because I don't know, it's kind of weird unless you're hanging out in this circle, which is mostly, I think a lot of people here in the chat are always are hanging out online together anyway, so they know about the Squire, and there was quite a few people saying, what is this, so it's good to give profile to those devices because it's a banging Addy, and maybe the Squire is kind of, I guess, if you're in the know then you know about it, if you don't then you just see it as another Addy, but yeah, bit of fun.
Yeah,
so that's it. That's what I got.
Glen Hefner, gin, maple syrup, and a little Molson Ice. For those of you who don't know, that's a beer. Rimmed with all-dressed chips. Tastes like Canada. All-dressed chips are difficult to explain to the rest of the world. There are the two most popular flavor of chips for the last 30 years in Canada have been ketchup chips. They have been pretty much preeminent at the top, but the number one flavor of chips is called all-dressed. And it's basically, if you go to the chip factory at the end of the day and sweep up all the flavorings that have spilled, mix it together, and then just make a new batch of chips, all dressed is every flavor.
Amazing.
It's everything they have just mixed together. It's got a very unique, and I mean, I'm pretty sure that these days it's very specific, but like the blend. But yeah, it's a bit of everything. It's a bizarre, unique flavor.
Do they keep it in the same vein of, like, say, those chips that are behind Chris there, crinkle cuts or whatever? Are they all the same like that, or are they a mixture of different styles of potato chips that they use as well?
Last I looked, you could get them in, regular chips and crinkle cut and all the different types.
Right.
Interesting. It's the thing.
Kind of off topic, but on the same topic. Do you guys know that Kit Kats are just Kit Kats inside the Kit Kats? I saw this thing the other day. It's like, so what happens is when you get Kit Kats that are too ugly to be like sold or whatever, or ones that are damaged, they just put them right back into the mixture. So Kit Kats are perpetually in the same motion of becoming a Kit Kat forever and ever. Yeah. And ever. That's what the stuffing it is.
Until they escape the factory, and then they go through you, and then they start turning into poop.
Then it's a shit shat.
You came up with that way too fast.
I had a Red Bull today, sugar-free.
Sugar-free products, like we were talking about that when you were saying that before, like things that sugar-free products are weird, and maybe that's just me, but they're weird. And I'm just gonna.
The last year and a half, I've changed over to sugar-free stuff as much as I can. My energy drinks all sugar-free. I try to stay away from candies and stuff like that. But it definitely helps out cutting out sugar with your diet. Because like around this time last year, I was probably not the last year, but about a little bit longer than a year ago, I was pushing 230 pounds. Right now, I'm a good solid 168. Like I was over 60 pounds I lost by just moving a little bit more, but cutting out a lot of sugar, like switching to sugar-free products as much as I can. And now, like when I taste like full sugar products, like I love Diet Coke now, but like you give me a regular Coke, man, I'm just like, it's like too much sugar, you know, my stomach's dying.
Yeah.
I had to drink a regular Red Bull because the store was sold out of the sugar-frees the other day, and they gave me a stomach ache. Like it hurt my stomach, and I drink sugar-free Red Bulls 5 days a week. Like, yeah.
Truth.
Sugar-free is a good way to go if you can.
Yeah.
Go
The
ahead and send the chat.
only sugar I actually add to my diet is maple syrup. I guess if you want to call that a form of sugar, I can't say no to maple syrup. I don't eat a lot of it.
That's a natural sugar. It's a slightly different thing. Yeah. It's far less processed.
Yeah, 100%. Though I'm sure that people will argue that the maple syrup that we purchase here in Australia is not real. But you know, it says it on the bottle.
Australia's not even real. Like, okay, so here's my question. You know, here I was going to save it for Friday, but here we go. So I have a question. They say that Australia is on the bottom part of the world, but if the world's flat, you guys would fall off. So obviously Australia is not real. Thank you for coming to tonight's tinfoil hat time.
This is my TED talk. Steve, have you got an answer for that? I'm not sure I know how to answer that.
The best answer I can give is Chris, just hold on, stay still, don't stress. The guys in the white coats will be there very soon.
Yeah, right. I'm about to run for the Republican Party. Are you kidding me? No.
Yeah, midterms are coming up. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, it makes sense. Adam is upside down, but that's why he shaves his head so that you can't tell, so his hair's falling. And then Steve's upside down, and that's why his beard looks like it's so big, but it's actually a reverse image.
Yeah, It's the punk rock where you put your your hair on the table and you straighten it up. So then he's in the inverted
glue.
Yep. Silverrug says there, unless Australia is keeping the flatness a secret, it's not flat Earth. It's the Mars Flat Mars Society that is the headquarters are down here in Australia. And yeah,
Silverrug is right, man. See ya. The secrets are coming out, man. Expose here. We're about to have some guy bust in the door like police.
Yeah. TMZ. Yeah. Very strong on TMZ.
The thing is, I mean, they believe in if you believe in a flat Earth, but you still believe in gravity, things fall. You can't deny gravity. If you're going to prove that your Earth is flat by looking at the horizon, then you're not going to disprove gravity, because when you drop things, they fall. So gravity is real. So if the Earth is shaped like a pizza and it's flat, then there's gravity on top, but wouldn't there be gravity on the bottom as well? So maybe
because we could, giant magnet.
Yeah, we could be on the bottom and just flipped it around. We could just be standing there. You'd never know.
Yeah.
But then how would you come around the curve though? Like how would you do that?
Very carefully.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I think you guys are just all in someone's basement right now in Hollywood, just like with your accents and stuff, just like, oh yeah.
Right next door is the hangar where they did the lunar landing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Steve has all this production equipment. It makes sense. Like Steve actually was just the one.
Have you seen how shitty my special effects are? I spent 14 hours for 13 seconds and it still looks like shit.
You do that on purpose to throw people off, man.
Stanley Kubrick is actually an Australian anyway. He lives in Sydney, just outside of Sydney, and most of those scenes were filmed in.
Doesn't he live in a share house with Jim Morrison and Elvis Presley?
Yeah. Yeah.
Elvis Presley, man. What a way to go on the toilet.
Yeah.
Ain't that some shit?
Didn't John Wayne die with like compacted stuff inside his body as well?
Because he lived on nothing but red raw meat.
Yeah. Fucking was packed like a barrel of stuff flying in from Cuba to Florida. I lost my train of thought halfway through that, if you couldn't tell.
Because you were visualizing the compact nature. Yeah.
I actually visualized like John Wayne's colon being kind of like geographical strata, like layers of compacted red meat, and then cigars, and then more red meat, and then more cigars, and just constantly pressed down, and at the very bottom it's just oil just seeping out, just black crude seeping out his butthole.
Nah, dude, his stomach's gotta look like a ashtray that you fill up with water after it's full of cigarette butts, like Marlboro's just floating around.
Yeah.
Here's something.
Or Steve's secret juice that he keeps under his desk.
That's the bucket.
My secret juice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Steve's succulent juice.
Ew.
Ooh.
Yeah. Succulent.
Here's a question.
Back?
This is a serious question. I want to. As ex-smokers, we've all gone through this, and I need to know why. As a smoker, a cigarette smelled nice. I like that smell. When I was a smoker. As a smoker, an ashtray smelled kind of gross. Didn't really like that smell. As a smoker, a wet ashtray was the worst smell in the world. Mm-hmm. What is it about that combination? Why is that so pungent?
Because it's moist.
I was going to say the moist factor is yeah.
Moisture makes everything worse. Like, look at the East Coast of the United States. Like, that whole side of our country fucking sucks, and it smells like shit because of the moisture in the air. You know what I mean? And then, like, the East Coast is just that giant ashtray of the United States.
Look, I was gonna make a comment about your mother being moist when I'm around, but fuck that. She's dry as fuck.
Yeah, man. Come on, I came out of there.
It's like fucking sandpaper.
But even worse, and I'm sure Legion can attest to this. I don't know if you were a smoker in the place you lived, but when you live in a tropical climate as well, there's always that damp cigarette stale smell around when you're a smoker. It was hardcore. It permeates the walls, permeates your clothes, everything. And even when you don't have a cigarette, it's around. Yeah. Disgusting.
Just the mixture, yeah, because it's burnout carbon basically, and you're getting it moist, and then it's full of all the chemicals and stuff like that. You ever get like vape juice in water? It doesn't smell like anything but vape juice. You know what I mean? Like, it's a chemical reaction of all that stuff. And Glenn says, I think we've all drank from too many butt cans after waking up.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like, you don't do that anymore. Vape juice, you just get a dry hit. You know what I mean? Like, just switch over. What's up?
Yeah. I think the only thing worse than wet ashtrays is when you're down to your last few cigarettes and one got wet and you try to smoke it anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It never works out.
You dry it out. Yeah.
You dry it out, and it's never going to taste good. If it gets wet, it's just that it's done. But
Dr. Alex Wordak made me think a little bit. Yesterday, he posted on Twitter asking, current vapors to guesstimate money that they spent, money that they've saved since they made the switch of cigarettes, and so I thought about it, and when I started smoking, cigarettes were $4.65 Australian a packet, and right up until the end, when I was buying rolling tobacco, which would cost me anywhere from $70 to $100 a pouch, I certainly wasn't buying tailor-made or machine-made cigarettes daily like I used to, but made me think about that. And the total wasn't as much as I thought in 4 years as what I'd saved. But an interesting situation, plot twist, is that somebody commented on my tweet, another Australian, and I'm pretty sure he called me a boomer. And I shouldn't be offended by that, because I was born in 1975, but he called me a boomer, and I was like, wow, you just called me a boomer.
Yeah.
Okay, boomer.
I'm a Generation X, bro. Extreme.
Boomer's no longer that generation. As soon as okay boomer was a thing, boom, instantly, you're older than me? Okay, boomer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Essentially.
Yeah.
I've got 3 tweets in my draft folder that I was ready to serve him with a what do you call it, a vicious comeback, but I haven't pressed send yet.
Because everything you say just proves his point.
That I'm a boomer.
Yes.
Damn it!
There's no way, like, if you get called a Karen in public, there's no comeback. There's absolutely no comeback except putting your head down and walking away and rethinking your life choices.
And my response would just be Gen X and walk away. Extreme.
But back to your point of it though, like, I've saved a lot more money because I was a Newport 100 smoker, like, and they would go for around, like, depending on where you are, $10 to $15 a pack, and I would smoke like a pack and a half almost a week, and so that's about $20 a week. Now I spend $20 a month on vape juice.
Yeah,
that's it.
Hang on, Chris. So
I am privileged though because I work for a company that manufactures.
Yeah.
So that is the difference. But regardless, if I wasn't in the same situation though, I would still be spending way less because I can make this Salt Nick bottle last about like, a good two almost 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And so I pay, employee pricing, which is $10 a bottle, and it's and stuff like that. But even if I didn't, you'd spend on a 120 mil, if you buy 120 mil, $20 to $30. That could last me for a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Compared to almost $20 a week.
I'm just thinking about US cigarette prices for a $10 packet of cigarettes. That's kind of getting up there.
That's cheap. That's cheap compared to a lot of places. The thing is like with cigarettes, and depending on where you go. So like where I paid $16 for a pack was when I went to Arizona to photograph a wedding some years ago, and I was like, I didn't buy smokes when I left town. I was like, I'll just get them on the gas station on the way there. It was $16 because of the surcharge and the taxes and all that stuff. But here in Vegas, you're looking at around like $9 to $12 a pack of cigarettes, and that's for a decent, like if you're brand wise, a decent brand wise. You can go the way that everyone else does, and they just call themselves like hipsters, but they're not. You're just broke. They buy like the American Spirits or the ones that don't have any flavoring or anything, and all that stuff. And that's still pushing like $8 to $10 a pack, in between there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you smell like shit, and you feel like shit after doing it, but. Like I probably saved at least I'd say grand, like a couple $1,000s a year, from switching over. But then again, I'm not like a lot of people in the chat or like you guys that collect mods or like to fool around with stuff, buy it RDA, test it out, maybe like it, maybe not. I find what sticks true and tried and true to me, and I stick with it. But like I can understand where was it? It says. In the chat, Dave Lloyd says for him it's the opposite. Spend more on vape gear and juice. That's what'll get you is doing the customization and stuff like that. But you're enjoying what you're doing. Would you ever buy a pack of like Camel Wides and be like, oh, this is a nice box, I'm gonna put it on my shelf? You know what I mean? And if you did,
not only that, at the end of the day, Dave Lloyd can go through his collection and he can turn that over if he wants to. He's got a lot of really nice pieces. You can sell that stuff off, and you can recoup some of it. You're never going to sell away. Buy my butts. It's not going to happen.
No.
I saw that tweet by Alex, and I was considering. I started trying to calculate, and I realized that it's a bit more difficult for me because I don't know where to draw the line. I can calculate how much I would have spent over the last 5-6 years on tobacco. So that's your base price. That's what I would have spent. But then he actually wanted you to go a bit further, calculate what you've actually spent on vaping, and compare the difference. That way you figure out how much you've saved or overspent. And vaping led to my channel, which led to lights, which led to cameras, which led to a slider and a pan head, which led to a really nice mic. I don't know where to draw the line. Like what stuff? Where do I stop with that? Because
but where does it become an investment instead of a debt? Like that's an investment on your end. That's not a debt. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I guess you could be one of those guys in a leather jacket somewhere. Like, oh, these cigarettes draw in the chicks with dad issues. Like, okay, is that an investment? You know what I mean? Like, whatever. But like, that's one thing you could say about this industry and why it's a lot more helpful for people. And a lot of people outside of it don't understand is like, it led you to doing this. It led you to meeting us. It led you to finding like your hobbies and the things that you love. It's an investment in not only your health, but like your future.
Yeah. I had to do an average as well, Steve, because, that was only like the last kind of 5 years of my combustible use. Previous to that, and I added to the tweet, was like, those days when you were smoking, a packet of 25 a day easily, during the day, and you'd go out at night time, buy a second packet, and then, potentially if you went out 2 nights running, that's 3 packets across 2 days, there was
maybe three.
Well, 100%.
Probably 4.
Well, exactly. Yeah. So there's so many times, and the thought of, there was quite a few years, I guess, and even when I was living in the UK, that going out was 3 or 4 nights a week, so the numbers would have been through the roof, so who was it there? Was it Tom? Tom was saying, Gav was saying, rolling tobacco is a cheaper way to go about it, but at the end of the day, it's still, you're still, spending a fair bit, but very easy to double that total straight away, And I think also the other thing to be said, yes, we do accumulate gear, and because we like the new pretty shinies, and or a different style of device and all sort of thing. But if they had to, we had to make the decision and have one or two devices, then that was it. And we only had one or two liquids that we could all, agree that was the one for us. I still think there'd be substantial savings. Like it's, yeah.
Yeah, and like, it pisses me off, and like this is a little bit of a tangent for me. It's like, so I used to sign up for the cigarette company stuff, you know what I mean? Like, you get the rewards points, you get an ugly fucking duffel bag for like, smoking 13,000 cigarettes or whatever it was, and stuff like that. It's like, you have to like buy into the product to get something crappy that you get from somewhere else. But when you go switch over to vaping, you learn something. You learn Ohm's law. You learn battery safety. You learn how to like, successfully wrap wire and do things like that. And learn electrical currents, or you learn stuff like that. Or you learn how to mix stuff and create flavors and stuff. It just has a way broader opener end on things that like give you that freedom and the options to not only help your health, help your wallet, but help you grow. You can use it for a lot of different things, and not everyone's like that. Do I build, or do I do that stuff? No, but I do. I work for a company that brought me into like the connections with you guys or people across the world, and it's kept me off of cigarettes, and has been able to give me a job. I do photography for this stuff now, or advertising, marketing, and all this stuff. There are the options there, but when you go buy a pack of cigarettes, all you're doing is taking however minutes they say off your life. That's all. That's the only investment you're getting from that is a guaranteed chance to get sick.
Yeah. There's that comment by Ern there. I haven't been sick at all in almost 3 years now. I was constantly sick with colds, throat infections, upper respiratory, yada yada when I was a smoker. I wish there was a way to quantify that, because I'm sure that all of us are like that. A cold these days, a common cold, is like a third of the intensity it was when you were a smoker. Or, those kind of things. I know that's a very general statement by me for everybody in their different health levels, but I 100% vouch for that. I could probably count. I've had 5 colds in 4 years. Not even, in fact, probably. But nowhere near as severe as what they were when you would be smoking through a cold. Yeah. That's me, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, be honest. You're going to vape through, if you're sick, you're going to try to vape. If it makes you feel like crap, you probably won't try it. But the effects of it aren't as harsh as they are as when you're sucking in fucking cyanide and stuff like that into your lungs and stuff. And not that I'm recommending it to anyone, but with human nature, we all know that every single one of us here has been vaping for at least years. We all know how it's going to go and things like that, And like, is it necessarily going to benefit you when you're sick? No, but is it going to smack you as hard when you're sick? Absolutely not.
The thing is, too, if you're a smoker and you've got a cold, you have to smoke. Like, you wake up, you feel like shit, your lungs are bubbly, the snot's running down, like your beard's all crusty, and you have to go outside, you have to have a smoke, and you'll do that every couple hours. It's just, you must. There's no option.
Choke it down. Yeah.
But if you are a vapor and you feel like shit, if you're that bad, doesn't really happen that often, but if you get to that point, you take a puff, you're like, tastes like shit, my mouth feels gammy, I don't really, no, okay, I put it down.
Yeah.
End up not vaping for the day.
Yeah.
For some reason, vaping is not as insistent on us. Even though we're still taking in nicotine, we're not taking in the Maui's and all the other stuff, we can abide. We can do a 14-hour flight and get off on the other end with less issues than if you're a smoker. So,
I was sick last week. That's why I missed the show. And like, I woke up in the morning, felt terrible. I took a hit off my vape, and I was like, oh man, not a good idea. It doesn't mix well. And like you said, I was able to have the self-control to put it down and hold it down. Not just that self-control, but because I know it'll be there when I'm done. I wasn't insistent. Like, I don't wake up and I'm like, where's my Caliburn? You know what I mean? But like, when you're a cigarette smoker, you wake up. That's the first thing you do every day.
And if you didn't do that, you'd punch the wall. Yeah.
It's not even the self-control. As a vapor, you might go for it, and then, nah, okay, don't need it, don't want it, and then you don't think about it.
Yeah.
Maybe once or twice through the day you'll grab it out of habit.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time it's not even on your mind.
Yeah.
Whereas the moment, I mean, you all know with dental stuff, the moment you're told, okay, so we're just taking 2 teeth out, you can't smoke for 4 hours. Oh, okay, you've just put it in my mind. Now I could have gone 20 minutes, but now I have to smoke now.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah. Because you mentioned smoking. I mean, it's one of those, as a smoker, you don't have a cigarette for 4 hours. You sit down to turn on the TV. Someone's smoking on TV. I'll be right back. Click. Gotta go find my smokes. As a vapor, it's like, someone smoking on TV. Not a big deal.
I think Pam knocks it on the head there. I can go way longer without vaping than I could have gone without smoking. I also don't turn into a crazy bitch without my nicotine fix. Much more tolerable, 100%.
I mean,
no angsty feelings.
I'll sit at my desk here and just chain vape, cloud out the room for hours. But then we jump in the car and we go for a drive and we go to Bunnings and we might drop off at Kohl's, whatever. That doesn't bother me. I'm like, okay,
personally, sorry, go ahead.
Like when I first started, vape in each pocket just in case. Now, I might even just half the time I just leave it at home. Yeah. Imagine, but I want you to imagine that as a smoker, the idea of voluntarily leaving your house without the intention to go buy cigarettes, leaving them next to the bed, leave lighter and cigarettes there. I'm out for 8 hours. That would be unthinkable.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You have that routine. It's like I got my keys, got my wallet, got my smokes, got my balls. Okay, I can go. Every time. The idea of leaving intentionally anywhere for 20 minutes without a vape, not a big deal.
Hey, sorry to change the subject. I can see there's a fair bit of spamming going on in the chat. Thanks for handling that, folks. Did we just?
I think Rory Wombaski accidentally got Dave Lloyd. So Dave Lloyd, you accidentally got hit for the 600 or 300 seconds or whatever. But these Russian bots are intense. I see them everywhere now, man.
Yeah.
On the 3 channels I watch.
Exactly. It's not like we have a very, very small, wonderful group of people here on this little channel, but we're certainly not a big viewership thing. Why are they here anyway? Like, that's nuts. What is it? Is it
anytime you're live, and then we also have the hashtags that are set on the channel to like attract people or whatever. So they just search the hashtags. But what trips me out is like coming from a guy that does social media marketing and stuff like that. They're not even saying anything or dropping links. They're just typing like random nothing. If you're gonna spam us, at least drop some like bigbutthole.com or something. Like, come on, man, let us know why you're here.
So that's not a clickable thing because that VOM or whatever it is, I'm seeing that on a bunch of chats. Is that clickable?
Not on my end.
Yeah.
Clickable, no.
Yeah, don't click at anyone. Or we've taken it all out, but that's we must be more famous than we imagine. Yeah.
We got the bacon roll breeze tones, man.
It's huge in Russia, by the way. It's that's where all
There's
of my
a new comment
viewership
bot
is.
on YouTube that.
Yeah, huge. Are you watching something about it, Steve?
Yeah, I'll wait till later.
Okay, cool. We're coming to that time, folks. I don't mean to cut us short and all that sort of thing, but I got to run away and do coffee stuff. I got coffee stuff to do this afternoon. I get to take apart a $6,000 grinder, which will be awfully stressful. Yeah. Fellas, what's coming up this week? Mr. Vandal, do you have the Friday action on this Friday?
Yeah, we'll be back for the Friday Fallout. Anthony's going to put together some stuff. I'm going to put together a couple segments, but I decided to do an open thing. And sorry, Adam, because I know you're logged into this email. Anyone in chat, if you want a stupid Photoshop of you and you want me just to Photoshop it any way I like, which will be goofy, send it to the amigosandco@gmail.com. And don't worry, I'm not going to put like dildos in your butt or anything like that, but I'm going to that'll only be for you. I have a spicy picture of Adam that I just can't share, and every time I see it in my stuff, I'm like, oh man, look at the cakes. Look at those cakes. No. But yeah, so whatever you send me, I will also be featured on the Friday Fallout show, so if you watch the Friday Fallout, it's a good way to get you a shout out. We'll shout you out anyways, like, we're not that kind of channel. Like, we love all you guys, no matter how much you pay to watch us. No. But, so you can send me your stuff at amigosandco@gmail.com. Other than that, we'll be back for Friday with me, Anthony, Snorkel. Maybe a Geekus, we'll see. But we're getting still a lot of love on the New Year's Eve show that we did, and so we appreciate it. Shout out to all you guys that watched it. But other than that, you'll see me there Friday. Way more stupid than I am here. I have to be good because Adam's here.
Why does everyone say that?
Because you're our papa.
Yes, papa and I'm not angry. I'm just very disappointed in you both.
Yeah. I'm very intimidated by your flesh-colored shirt right now. So.
I know. How's this? It's does it bring out my eyes? Yeah. This was a Christmas shirt from my mum. So I thought on a
I'm not saying you don't look handsome. You just look like a giant foreskin. Anyways.
At least I'm clean. I'm a little bit sweaty, but at least I'm clean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephen.
But that's all I got.
I got a couple of reviews coming up through the week. I have the usual chat, chinwag sort of thing happening. A little bit of coffee action on Thursday morning. And then, of course, Aussie Vape Show on Sunday. Usual kind of week for me. Nothing much different. Nothing new. Got a little stuff going on in my head that I got to sort out. Maybe some changes coming. We don't know. We don't know. They might happen. I say that, but then I'll do nothing about it, and everything will just continue as it was. I will do that call out thing. It's gotten ridiculous now. I've introduced a concept to my channel, which is you send me shit and I review it. And by shit, I mean you send me cheap crap, any kind of cheap crap. I've done this call out 3 or 4 times now, and still no one has answered, and I'm disappointed because I was looking forward to like garbage.
It's a straight
just are they close
reviews.
to you? Yeah. People got to be close to you because otherwise I'm not going to spend $90 to send you a sock that also vibrates. Like, you know.
No, you do Amazon. You do Amazon. They will ship.
You can't do it internationally like that.
You can't. You can't drop ship something. Yeah.
Not from the States, at least, because believe me, I'm spending $100 to send Big Rick some fucking mugs.
Well, you log into Amazon.com.au.
I guess I could try that. I didn't think about that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm throwing it out there. It's
send Legion stuff.
Yeah.
I'll pay you for shipping.
I'm going to get my wife onto it. My wife is an expert in international website purchasing of random stuff. She's a next level Mensa level purchaser. Yeah.
You should get him to send him some of those earrings that she's got and have him model the earrings because Steve would look super cute.
Yeah, he would. Very.
Just put it in the plug.
Yeah.
You got plugs.
I've got plugs.
Wow, we've been doing the show for 3 years now, and Adam didn't even notice that your ears have plugs.
I have plugs.
I have issues. I think that's very plain to see that I have issues. Yeah.
What did you think that was on my ear?
I don't have an answer.
He's like, you got ears?
Yeah. You've got lobes? Yeah, interesting.
How long have you had a beard?
Yeah. Are you? Is your name actually Steve? Yeah. Well, we're gonna. Stegen Vapes. Thank you all in the chats for hanging out with us. Big love to you all. Drink more water. Brush your teeth. Hug those you love. All that sort of stuff. We'll see you on Friday with Chris. We'll see you Legion every other day of the week, and potentially maybe even see you on the Aussie Vape Show on Sunday. Big love. Look after yourselves, and oh, look at that, stickers. We will see you next week.
Indeed.
Bye, motherfuckers.